Should be good morning.
Hey everyone.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. I'm starting the live stream.
Hi Bingbing. Hi everyone.
Good morning.
Hey everyone.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. Okay, the live stream already started. I'm starting the live stream.
Give me seconds. I will need to adjust my speaker.
Yeah, and female will be the moderator, so I will pass the host to him.
Thank you. Are you able to enable the live streaming, or you just handed over the meeting moderator to me?
It's already started.
It's already started, the live streaming.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Great. Let me share my screen. And today we have one announcement and two topics for discussion. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Let me check whether our live streaming is working as the expectation. Or Bibin, can you help check whether the live streaming is enabled? Actually, I don't see the live streaming works in Zoom meeting room.
Yeah, let me check.
Yeah. Generally, there will be a icon that signals the live streaming is enabled from Zoom to YouTube. Live streaming.
Yeah, this should be working. I sent the link in the chat.
Awesome. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Feynman. I will be today's moderator to run today's Ratify community meeting. We have one announcement, which is the Ratify Security Advisory. Another two agenda items are from those two related issues, and also one of the proposals we have been discussed in our last meeting. So for the first one, I believe this is the Azure-related security advisory created by Bingbing and Akash. Akash, would you want to briefly share about this security advisory because it is now public?
Sure. Yeah, since this is a public forum, I can give an overview on it. I think most of the folks here may have some context, but we had Bin Bin as well as Shewei. Thank you for coming forward to the Ratify project and identifying this vulnerability. So essentially, this issue is scoped to Azure authentication providers, specifically scenarios where you're relying upon these auth providers to have Ratify pull your signatures and perform verification inside of your cluster. Typically, this would be done inside of your AKS cluster. Due to a vulnerability in the implementation, the current implementation was not checking the registry host that was passed to it in order to provide credentials for that host. That host was not verified to make sure that's actually for an Azure Container Registry instance. And as a result, you could potentially have configured these authentication providers in non Azure Container Registry scenarios. And as a result, the tokens that are used to access the ACR could be exposed to non-ACRs. So since we have the affected versions there, we have the patch versions as well. And newest 1.4 version also contains the fix. So now these authentication providers are no longer vulnerable to this attack vector. Yep, that's high-level overview on it.
Thanks, Akash. Okay. If no more questions regarding the security advisory, we will back to our agenda. The second topic is actually a GitHub issue raised by risk field user regarding the error message improvement, right? I believe this was added by Bingbing or someone else.
Yeah, I did the second one.
Yeah, let me check out this issue. Looks like my laptop getting quite slow when I opening this page. Not sure whether my memory consumption is very high, but seems quite slow. So thanks for your patience.
Yeah, Feynman, sometimes turning off the camera helps. It helps with my computer. It's got trouble sharing screen and camera on at the same time.
Is turning off the camera help?
Yes, for my computer.
Let me try to turn off. But in general, me as a moderator, I have to turn on my camera so that we can have people to interact with the community folks better. But let me check whether turning off the camera will be better for my network. Okay, I think we can give maybe 1 or 2 minutes for maintainers to take a look at this issue in case you don't have the context to read the whole issue.
See, Akash, you've already had a chance to review. Curious, is this a general error message improvement feedback that when the image is not found, we should give a better message? Or is this a integration suggestion from like what message is being passed back from Ratify to Gatekeeper?
Actually, I think Binbin, you had taken a look at this one.
Yeah, I feel this is just specific to the error that when we cannot find the image or the artifact from any stores. So in that case, we will not report the root cause. Because for
Oh, got it.
other errors, we usually will report the root cause. But for this one, because we don't know because currently we are iterating like a lot of like multiple stores. And for some store, it might be the missing images from the report. For some store, it might be other errors. So we cannot determine which error for that when we like listing the referrals.
Got it. So it's a general feedback to the error message that we have in the verification response.
Yes, and I proposed a workaround in the Slack channel that because currently most users are just using one store, so probably we can check if there is just one store configured, we can return the root cause. If there are multiple stores, then I will just keep the same behavior.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Hey, Yi.
Yeah, I have a question. Can we know so the current reason is could not resolve descriptor for subject from any store. So this is the main concern, right? It is about the error reason, right?
It's not the root cause. So basically, we have an API to resolve a subject, and it will like check each store and see if there is a descriptor. But in the case that if there is no stores like returning this descriptor, then we will return this error. We could not resolve the descriptor.
Yeah, I understand the reason behind because we want to resolve the descriptor first, right?
Yes.
But I see several things here, and I remember we have discussed this previously. For example, even we want to show exactly this kind of message because we don't know which store, but here the descriptor subject or store it is not easy to it is not easy to understand. So I'm not sure whether customer is or the user is concerning about the descriptor subject store not easy to understand, or they can understand but they want more information. For example, from any store, maybe they expect from a specific store. So I think there are several things here. Maybe we need to clarify what will be the desired message that the user expects.
Akash?
Yeah, just a follow-up comment to what Binbin was mentioning. Binbin, would you think maybe we could, instead of checking if there's only one store, I think the issue right now is that we iterate through all configured stores, and if we can't find it across any, then we return this generic error. Maybe we can collect the errors across each individual store when we try to resolve the descriptor and then return kind of a list of them in the error reason. Maybe that would be more helpful.
Yes, that's one approach. My concern is that if user really configure lots of stores, then the error will be pretty long. At least for the root cause, it will be pretty long. Yeah, but we can also check that if users just use one or two stores.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Akash.
No, I'm just gonna finish that. I think right now we haven't seen it, so it doesn't seem like maybe it's a common scenario we need to optimize where there'd be a lot of stores. So my 2 cents would be that we could just optimize for the current scenario of 1 or 2 stores that's common, and then we can see if it becomes a larger issue in the future.
Yes, that also makes sense.
For the store, so let's say if we only configure one store, so what will be the message? Looks like.
So if we iterate through all the stores, it could be that error reason we could start with could not resolve descriptor, or make that actually more could not find an image in any of the stores configured, and then we have a list of this per store, like a map sort of thing, where we say, okay, for ORS store we didn't find this was the reason we didn't find anything in here, and that could be the error, which was that the image itself was not found or something like that.
So it could be because I understood that we try to be generic, because it could be container image, right? It could be also, for example, Helm charts, right? So if we want to see container images, this will not be accurate, right? But we do have the artifact reference field to verify the artifact. The message in the message part field to verify the artifact. This artifact is actually the I mean, it is not, for example, not a signature, right? It is the for example, container image.
Junchen has his hands up.
Sorry. I see the error message mentioned by the user was error reason could not resolve descriptor for a subject from any stores. The stores may not care that much by user, and for the subject there is another field in this verify reports on top, so he can see which image related to this error. So I'm wondering if it's just can explain to the user that which image is here that not found, just to clarify.
Yeah, as you can see, the user wrote that I would have preferred to know the image was not found. So because we mentioned the descriptor, right? But for user, it is actually will be easy to understand. It is the image or it's the Helm chart. For example, if I assign image, and if this image cannot be found, I expect that could not find the image from the configured store. If we have two, we can name the we can add the name for the two for the stores. If I assign Helm charts, it could be like I mean, for a generic method, it could be could not find the artifact from any store, right? Maybe it is the descriptor. It is not easy to understand.
Oh, I see.
Maybe we can confirm with the user if it is really the descriptor cause some confusing or not easy to understand.
I'm wondering, why do you want to mention or associate the error message with the store. Does the store means the Ratify Aura store or any kinds of store configured by the user?
Currently, we only have Aura store in Raspberry V1.
So
But the
basically,
user can configure multiple Aura stores.
so basically the stores here reference the Aura store, and if users define the wrong configuration in Aura store, they may encounter such error message in Ratify.
Yes. So in this issue, users are just seeing an error that the image is not in the repo. But also it also makes sense that if maybe there is something like wrong with the connection between Ratify pod and the registry, and it will also result to the same error message that could not resolve descriptor.
Yeah, so I think the main point, like what Bin's been saying, is that we need to embed that error message, that the repository operation failure and the associated not found message inside of this one. That's the first level of fixing. We can also fix how we phrase the generic store resolution error that we see here in the error reason, but we need to definitely include the other one, which is the root cause, which is why the Aura store associated with the user's config failed. Because that not found error, I think, is the
Too generic.
yeah, it's too yeah.
I agree with Akash. I think the error message should be actionable or at least provide some prompt to users so that they can troubleshoot and try some potential solution on their side. Whatever it is, an access permission issue or this is not existing images in the repository or network issue. Maybe we can double confirm with this user about his expectation. If the desire is to improve the error message to be more intuitive and straightforward, I think we can just update the error message. And we can provide our suggested error message and let the user review and comment on this issue. Once we aligned, we can fix it in our next release. So the idea is to make the error message more descriptive and actionable to users, right? Any concerns? If no more concerns, maybe we can work offline to provide a suggested error message and also let the user to review and comment in this issue. We don't need to give a very formal error message in the meeting because we may need some time to come up with a reasonable error message. I remember you had a error message guidance merged in the Ratify repo. We can also follow that guidance to improve the error message, right?
Yeah, I think that's something we did before. I think currently the problem is clear. It's just what will be the best message. As user already mentioned, he prefers to know the image was not found. So I think could not resolve descriptor is not that intuitive. But we do have, if you see the message, it's actually a stacked message. You can see from the first paragraph, the capital error message. Repository operation failure, failed to resolve the subject descriptor, unable to resolve the reference. So actually unable to resolve the reference or unable to find the artifacts already indicate that this reference cannot be found because we cannot mention it is the image because it could be Helm chart or any other type of artifact. So it could be just the fail to resolve the subject descriptor is a bit confusing.
I think what we need to improve is the error reason, the value of the error reason.
Yeah, the error reason and also, I mean, the message that message is actually come from this structure Ratify returned.
The repository operational failure, right?
Yeah, this message. So they are connected. Yeah, the error, I think in this case it is clear. It is just the artifact doesn't exist, right? So, but we mentioned in another maybe more technique because we want to resolve the descriptor of the artifacts in the registry, and also we want to iterate through several stores. Then we say after we exhaust all the stores, we say we could not resolve descriptor, but the purpose is actually try to find the artifact. I think it could be just very simple. The artifact doesn't exist in any stores, or we can use a different description for the stores because currently it is for the registry, right? Mainly.
Yes. The current error reason is somehow technical and it just describes the things behind. This is how Ratify identify the image or the artifact from single or multiple stores. But I think we can make it more user-friendly. So as the next step, let's remove the triage label. And for the milestone, how about we put it in V2 milestone? I believe this is a very tiny change, right?
Yeah, we can put in V2 and we share with the user that we can confirm with them whether the could not resolve descriptor is not intuitive. How about just artifact cannot be found, something like this. And we can check whether, I don't think this message will block them. So if they agree the V2, then we fix the V2.
Any concerns? If not, I will put it in V2.0 alpha 1 as we do not have 1.5 milestone anymore.
I suggest we can maybe first put under V2. Yeah. Then later on we can decide in which phase. Because V2 will take some time, right? So we will start with alpha.1.
As this is a tiny change, a tiny improvement to the error message, I guess it can be fixed very shortly.
One question to Bingbing in V2, do we still have the customer resource name store?
Do you mean the external store
I mean,
external.
why we mentioned the store because one of the reasons we have the customer resource named store, right? We always say it is
Yes.
Aura's store, but it is registry, right? And we still have the name store, right? For the configure the access to the registry.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I think we will comment with suggested error message and let the user review it. If no more concerns, I think we can close this issue. Close this discussion and back to our agenda. The second one is actually a proposal to change the meeting cadence from weekly to bi-weekly, and also consider providing 2 meeting series for people in 2 different time zones or 2 different regions. I can show you the current meeting vote results. Here is the meeting schedule voting results. Looks like it's quite hard to find the perfect time for people in different time zones. So my suggestion is that we can consider 2 different meeting series. One is for US West friendly, another one is for Asian friendly. So basically, we can consider keep our current meeting time, which is 5 p.m. Pacific time for our first meeting series. And another consideration is that maybe we can consider 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is 9:30 a.m. Shanghai, Beijing time. And maybe we can plan the second Wednesday Pacific time for our first meeting series, and the fourth Wednesday each month for our second meeting series. Once we have 2 different meeting series, I think we can have folks, especially from Alibaba Cloud, to join the community meeting and discuss further collaboration, because they only vote for the last option, which is 6 to 7 p.m. So I think what we can do earliest is start from 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And also, why I'm proposing lowering the meeting cadence, because sometimes we find we don't have so many topics for discussing the meeting. So I think maybe we can reserve some time for people to collaborate asynchronously. It may help us to increase our working efficiency, especially when people in different time zones.
Hey, Feynman, just one question.
Mhm.
I remember previously we had also split the time zone due to time zone issues. We had split the meeting in 2, but we started to notice that really it was only attendance in one of the meetings. So I just want to make sure that on the U.S. time zone, of course, I would attend, but who else would be of the normal group would attend that?
You mean our current meeting series or
Yes. Yeah, the current one.
which is 5 p.m.
Yep, 5 p.m. Pacific. I think it would just be probably you, me, and Yi, correct?
I think folks in Shanghai, especially Shui and Bingbing, you will be you too will be able to join. And also I believe Juncheng 5 p.m. Pacific time is also friendly for folks in Australia, right? For our current meeting series, I think we don't need to reschedule it. What I want to propose is we can lower the cadence from weekly to biweekly. So in
Yeah, I
total,
see.
we will meet twice a month. Does this resolve your question, Akash?
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's kind of we'll keep the same group that is typically here in the current meeting series would continue attending this current one timing, and then maybe a subset or a different set would attend the later version.
Yeah, the
Yep.
later version, the second series will be starting from 6:30 p.m. That might be a bit late for folks in US West, but at least for myself, I will continue to join that session. And we will have the Alibaba Cloud security team folks join the second session each month.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I had spoken to Josh earlier today, and he was also planning on starting to attend the meetings, but yeah, for him, 6:30 would be too late as
Yeah,
well.
too late. For people in US middle and the US East, this schedule is not that friendly.
Yep.
But we can consider adjust our schedule based on our attendees region and time zone. If we see more people from US East, US Middle or Europe want to join the meeting, we can adjust our meeting schedule. How about other maintenance? Do you have any concerns if we lower the cadence and also provide two different meeting series?
I have no concerns, Payman.
Thank you.
Same here.
Thanks. I saw comments from Shui as well. Back to our agenda. Let me see if anything else. If not, I think that's everything today. Any questions from folks?
I just want to confirm the meeting.
Yeah, please.
Schedule. So it will be bi-weekly. That means we will have two meeting in 1 month, right? One is the same time as today, right?
Correct.
Another one will be
6:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is
okay, 6:30 p.m.
Yeah, 9:30 a.m. Shanghai time.
Okay.
And for Australia, I think is 12 or maybe later.
Yeah. Do we want to use the same date or different date? Different day, I mean, it is always, for example, for Pacific time, it is Wednesday, right? I mean, for the second schedule, will still be the Wednesday, or we want to change another day?
Based on the voting result, looks like the Alibaba folks prefer Thursday for the second series, which is Friday for Australia and Shanghai folks.
Okay. So for US, it will be Thursday, right? So we will have one meeting like today, the same time, and another meeting, for example, in the second half of this month, but on Thursday.
Correct.
Okay.
And since our next meeting, we will have the CNCF Zoom account created, and we can shift to another Zoom account.
Okay, so this change will start from April or this month?
I think this month.
This month, okay.
Yeah.
So that means we will not have a meeting next week.
Yeah,
But
I think
we will have the new one.
yeah, the
the
new one
last
will
day.
be the fourth Thursday of March.
Okay.
I'm asking CNCF folks to create a new Zoom account and update the new meeting schedule on CNCF calendar. So we will be able to see the up-to-date schedule on CNCF calendar soon if you're aligned on this schedule.
Yeah, but I just found there is a conflict. We can discuss offline for March. The Thursday there is conflict. But anyway, let's discuss offline to see whether we start from March or start from April. We can
Okay.
discuss offline. We don't need to occupy everyone's time here.
Yeah. Okay, that's everything. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, God.
Thank
Thanks.
you.